everybody. My name is Vince Caldera. I am a programs coordinator at Inner City Arts, and I am very thankful for this opportunity to be here with you today for a self-care break in partnership with We Rise and in support of Virtual May. I'd like to thank you for joining us as we raise awareness about the power the arts have over our very own self-care practices, especially during this very difficult time. I'm very excited because we have a lot in store for you today. We're going to start off with a mindfulness meditation followed by a mandala making demonstration led by our very own co-founder and co-artistic director of Inner City Arts, Bob Bates. Afterwards, I have the pleasure of introducing you to our teaching artist, Samantha Longman, who's going to guide us through that very same mandala making activity. Now relax, unwind, and have a good time.
Thank you, Vince. Hello everyone, my name is Michael Sample and I'm the co-artistic director of Inner City Arts. We are so grateful that you're here with us during this hour of self-care and creative practice. Before we jump into our mandala creation with Bob and Samantha, we're just going to take a brief moment to practice two of my favorite self-care techniques, which include breath and gratitude. So let's breathe together first, shall we? We're going to take 3 deep breaths. We'll hold it a little bit in between the inhale and the exhale. And with each exhalation, really try to relax your body, release any tensions that you may feel, and just be as present here in this virtual space that we're sharing together as possible, as much as possible. Ready? Breathing in. Hold it for a moment, and let's exhale. Again, releasing any tensions, breathing in, holding it for a moment, and release. Exhale. Last one, breathing in. Nice deep breath, holding it and releasing, exhaling, letting go of any tensions in your body. I invite you in this next little part of this mindfulness practice to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. You can also find a focal point somewhere in the room, down on the floor, or just stay here with me if that's what's most comfortable to you. And with your eyes closed, your eyes focused where you desire in this moment, just focus again on your breath. Having a deep inhale and releasing exhale. Just being present in your environment. Notice whatever you notice. Any sounds that may be happening, any smells that you may be experiencing, how your body might feel, any thoughts that are coming and going in your brain. Notice them, smile at them if you'd like, and let them go. Focus back in on your breath. Give you a few moments to do so in your own space. And in this present moment, I invite you to think or imagine someone, something, or some place that you are grateful for. Think on that thing, place, or environment, person. See if you can imagine it in your mind's eye, what it might look like, what it might feel like, what it might smell like, what it might sound like. Once you have that person, place, or thing present with you, just take a moment to send it or them some gratitude. Thank them for the place that they hold in your life, what they bring to your life. And in that gratitude, you're going to take a moment to shift that thankfulness to yourself. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking time out of your day to care for your own being, for your mental health. Thank your body for giving you life, your breath for sustaining you, your mind for allowing you to function throughout the day. Whatever you want to thank about yourself, take a moment to do so. And always coming back to the breath. Inhale, being present in this moment. The exhale, releasing any tension, any worries, any concerns. Right now, the most important thing is this moment we're sharing together. Breathing in. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in. Exhale, release. This last one, lift the corners of your mouth for a little smile. Breathe in. Smile at yourself, smile at life. Smile at anyone that may be around you as you slowly open your eyes. Come back to this focused moment that we're all sharing. I hope you feel a little bit better. And again, you can do this activity or this practice anytime throughout the day. There's definitely a lot of worries and anxieties and concerns among us, always present, knocking at our door. It's great to have strategies to get through those moments and to feel better, to be able to have a little love for ourselves, or a lot of love for ourselves, and to be able to share that love with those around us. Enjoy Bob and Samantha leading you through this creative practice of creating a mandala. Thanks again for joining us. Sending you much love.
Hello everybody, my name is Bob Bates. I'm the co-founder and artistic director of Inner City Arts, an art school located in downtown Los Angeles, California. It's a pleasure to be with you today, and I'm an artist and I have a project that I want to give to you today that has really had a huge impact on my own life, and I've done hundreds of these things. It's called a mandala, and the mandala is a form of art that goes way back to, I think you could probably find examples of it in Altamira, Spain in 4,000 years ago, cave paintings on the walls, where the people, the artists at the time, the people that left those marks, started with something like maybe the sun or God in the center, or the mystery of life itself in the center, and then those drawings grew out from the center. It's a very interesting and a very wonderful drawing, and I'm going to draw one for you. I'm going to show you a bunch of them that I've done in the past, and I'm going to encourage you to find your own way with this. It starts simply with a dot in the middle of the page and grows out from there. So let's get started, okay? Now that you've seen how some of these can be created, I want you to create your own. It can be on any size paper. It can be on a canvas. It can be done with paint, with charcoal. It can be done with pencil, with ballpoint pen. It can be done with any amount of colors that you have, colored markers, all kinds of pens, and whatever it might be. You could even draw with a stick and a jar of paint. You can do a mandala on anything, with anything. And I want you to draw your own and to experience your own. And remember just a couple of basic facts. You are the source of all of these ideas. You are the one with the creativity. Your drawing is going to be completely different from mine and unique. Don't copy my drawings. Don't copy any of these drawings that you see in this. But ask yourself, what's the first thing that I want to put in the middle of the page? Draw it. And then what's the next thing do I want to put around there? And then draw that. And just step by step, one decision at a time, let your drawing evolve and grow from the center out. And it will be a spectacular drawing. And it's a very profound and deep drawing that taps into your unconscious mind, into the deepest part of your creativity. And then put these drawings up and look at them. If you have a sketchbook, you can keep drawings. I have sketchbooks full of mandalas. You can keep sketchbooks full of them. You can draw them, and then you can review them every once in a while and ask yourself, what is this really saying to me? What am I seeing in this drawing? And let those drawings have an impact on you and on your life. And know that when you have done this, when you have made these choices, if you get to a place where you don't know what to do next, just relax and sit and quietly look at your drawing and ask yourself every once in a while, what should I do now? What's next? What's next? And as soon as you get an idea, then put that down, do that, and keep going step by step. And you'll eventually get to a place where your drawing will be full to the outside edges of the paper. And that might be a time where you realize, I'm done. I don't have to do any more. This is it. It's finished. Then set it aside, get another piece of paper, start another drawing. And do this on a regular basis if you can, because it will reveal a whole lot about you and your creativity and your ability to be artistic and your imagination and the quality of your intelligence and the depths of your feelings and your heart and your mind working in harmony, making a mandala. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, my name is Samantha Longman and I'm a teaching artist at Inner City Arts. As you just heard from our founder Bob Bates, we're going to be making mandalas today, and I'm going to walk you through that process, and we're going to do them together during this break. I'm really excited to share this project with you today, and I'm excited to see how your designs turn out. So I'm going to be working with a paintbrush, some India ink, and then a square sheet of paper, but you can really do this with any material. You can use just a pencil and paper, and your design's still gonna come out really cool. So let's get started. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start right in the center of the page, and we're gonna start with a dot, just like Bob said. So think of this dot as the center of the universe, the seed of your mandala, the seed of your idea, and what we'll be doing is we'll be making one decision at a time and then letting that seed grow. And when you really just follow your intuition with this process, you're gonna find that you really can't go wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a dot right in the middle. I'm just going to estimate where that is. I think it's about there. Okay. Starting with the seed of my drawing, a dot. And so this will be different for everybody, but what you should be asking yourself now is, what do I want to see next? Do I want to see a shape around this dot? Do I want to see lines coming out of it? And just kind of let that guide you through the process. So for me personally, I want to see a circle surrounding this dot. I want to see a circle, and then I think I want to see another one very close around it. Let's see, outline that a little bit more. Okay. My mandala has started. And now I think when I'm looking at this, what's feeling right to me is to draw some sort of curvy lines around it. So I'm going to do that. Keeping in theme with my seed, it sort of looks like a flower. Something I tell the students a lot too is, you want to do the same things on all sides. You want to keep it symmetrical, but don't worry too much if it's imperfect. I'm already seeing now that one petal is a lot smaller than another petal. It's not a problem. Just kind of keep letting it flow. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to bring in some more shapes. I think I want to see something pointy coming out of here. Do these long sort of triangular shapes. And like I said, when we teach this is usually after students have talked about line and shape and space and color and texture for weeks. So we usually have a pretty good hold on all of the different shapes available to us. Okay. So, starting to come together. Okay, what do I want to see next? Well, I think I want to come in and bring in some details here before I make this any bigger. So in these petals, I want to bring in some black dots. It just feels like it should go there. Okay. And then in these pointy shapes, I think I want to bring in some stripes. So I'm going to bring in lines. And when I start to do details, I mean, this is the point at which you can really get lost in this drawing. I just kind of forget about whatever else is going on and just focus on what I want to see. So I'm doing the same for each one, or about the same. And once I'm done with these stripes, then what I can do is kind of decide how I want this to expand. So not only is this an opportunity to think about shapes, lines, and textures, but you can also start to think about pattern and the way that fits into your drawings. Okay. So feeling good about this. I think what I want to do now is bring in, I'm thinking I want to see more curves. I don't know, I'm feeling the curves today, so I'm going to bring in some more. I'm going to connect these spikes. Oop, that one's a lot bigger than the other one. No problem. Bring these together. Okay. Now I'm going to start to think about what I might want to see inside of these petals or curvy shapes. I think that what makes sense to me right now is to add teardrops. Again, the further you go out with this, the more it's just kind of like, what do you want to see? Alright, so I have just the beginning of my mandala now, and what I want to bring into these petals before I go much further is I want to bring in some detail. So I'm going to come in and bring in these sort of teardrop shapes. Same all around. I'm looking at these teardrop shapes. They look good. But I think I'm going to want something else inside of the drawing. So I ask, what would make this feel a little bit more complete to me? What would make these shapes feel a little bit better? And I think I'm going to bring in more dots just along the edges. All right, let's get a lot of ink on this brush. And just come around, and yep, that feels good. got some lines coming out of my petals. And so in mandalas, sometimes you're working at a really small scale with your details, and then sometimes you're working a little bit bigger. It really felt to me like I wanted to expand this, and I wasn't exactly sure what shape I want these to eventually turn into, but I'm feeling these wavy lines, so wavy lines it is. When I make these wavy lines, it sort of makes me feel like there's energy emanating out of this mandala. Energy and potential. All right. Okay, so at this point, I'm looking at it grow, and I think I want to find some way to connect these together. And I know that I want them to connect together in some kind of point. So let's see. I think I'm just going to kind of go for it. Let's see. Get some more ink. Let's try that. Okay, yeah. So I kind of brought these two lines together, and they kind of create a point that looks like a Hershey kiss. And I think I'll do that for each of these. Okay. Bringing it to the center, bringing it back out. And as I stated before, it's one decision at a time. So as I'm doing this, I'm really just focusing singularly on these lines that I'm making right now. I'm not even thinking about where this is going. What I'm gonna fill these with, I don't know. But I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Okay, wow, all right, I like the way that turned out actually. And I think I'm really enjoying working pretty big right now. So I think what I'll do next is I'm gonna bring out some big shapes coming out of these, and then I'll come back in later and bring in details. This is feeling very natural to me. It's reminding me, it's reminding me of a flower that is exquisite and growing, and so I think I want to sort of keep playing into that. So I'm gonna make these shapes right now that look like leaves. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, bringing these over here. Bringing the leaves all the way around. And I'm keeping in mind that I'm gonna be adding color to this later. If you have coloring materials, it's really beautiful when you can color in your mandala. If not, just the plain black and white is really beautiful on its own as well. Right. Now this is starting to really feel like it's coming together. So at this point I've got a pretty healthy mandala growing, and what you will notice is that it's very much uncentered. I started at what I thought was the center, and then I moved my way outward, and lo and behold, I have a mandala that is very much above the center of the paper, and that's really fine. You just kind of work with it, and what I'm gonna do now is I want to just build out the rest of this so that I hit the edges of the page, and then what I'll do is come in, bring in more details and textures and patterns, and then I will bring in color. So what I'm gonna do now is make my next decision. And between these leaves, I want to see circles. I want to see circles that look like this. So I'm sort of alternating between drawing lines, drawing shapes, and it just all kind of comes together. These are floating in between my leaves, so eventually I'll figure out how to bring that all together. All right. Okay. And now, how do I want to do this? I think I want to see some kind of, there's something, I want to see something coming out of these leaves. And I think I want to see, what do I want to see? I think I want to see like a broken line. I think I want to see a broken line. Something like that. Okay. Bringing this in all the way out to the edge of the paper. And now that I'm looking at this line, I'm realizing that I want these to be a little bit thicker. Again, this is all intuition. It's just kind of what feels right to you. I just made a mark and I'm realizing I want to edit it a little bit. So I think I'm going to make these a little bit thicker. This is all just part of the process. Yeah, that feels better. Just wanted these to be a little thicker, a little bolder. And perhaps I need a bigger brush, but I can do this with a small brush. Okay. What I do want is plenty of ink on my paintbrush in order to do this. Okay. All right, now I'm coming back over to these. Just one by one. All right. And now I'm going to do the same for this petal. But this is much closer to the edge of the page, so I can get that done a lot quicker. Same with these ones. Okay. Bringing this over, bringing this over. And there's almost not even space to do it there. Okay. All right. Let's see what comes next. Okay. These little circles, I think I want to see, I'm feeling like I want to see some kind of like explosion. I'm feeling like I kind of want to see, I don't know, something that looks like fireworks? I don't know. So I'm going to just start drawing lines and see where it goes. Okay. Ugh. I don't know. Okay. Looks good. Gonna do that on all sides now. Just following the intuition. All right. Actually, I don't mind that so much. I don't know that I'll be able to fit that on all of these, but I'll do my best. I think I'm gonna bring in, I think I'll bring in some sort of curves to sort of echo these ones on the outside. So echoing these initial ones I made for this inside shape. I'll bring in one here. I'm gonna bring one in there. shapes. And there, and there. Okay, so you see them in some parts, not in all parts. All right, and to kind of round these out, I'm gonna bring in these little box shapes. That just came to me really quick. Needed to see these little boxy shapes on the outside. Okay, those are kind of fun. And coming around here, maybe they look a little bit like teeth. All right, I'm bringing these here. Okay, and I'm bringing a few more here. Feels like we just need a little bit more in these two sections, so I'm just gonna start adding some big black dots. When in doubt, this is for me personally, I like just big black polka dots. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Alright. I think I can add one more here. More up here. And now, I've come all the way to the edge of the page. And so at this point what I do is come in, bring in a little bit more detail to these big sections that I have. And at that point then, we can start to bring in color. So, onward with the details. I'm gonna start with some of these big shapes. And I'm gonna start with these leaf shapes. And because they look like leaves to me, I'm gonna kind of mimic what I would see in a leaf. So, the stem, these kinds of veins. Bring that into each one. And then in these pieces that feel sort of like Hershey Kisses, I think I want to bring in some kind of stripes. So let's try these. Oh yeah. Yep. I want to do something bold. It's so simple. You can just do a thick line somewhere and suddenly it just changes everything. Okay. I'm gonna do 3 bold lines in each one of these. To sort of offset the more delicate parts of this mandala. I find that it's really, really good looking when you've got some bold parts, you have some really like large scale sections, and then you have just like your really exquisite little details. A nice combination of that makes a great mandala. Okay. Adding more of these in. Plenty of ink on this brush. You can see how there's just so many decisions in this process that it's impossible for any mandala to look like any other mandala. Every single one that a different person does looks different and unique. And it's just so cool in our classes when we hang these all up on the wall and they all just look so different. It's kind of like you're peering into the mind of each artist. One more. Oops, a little bit. All right. Okay. once I'm done with this, I think my ink portion of my mandala is done. All right. Yeah. I think that I'm gonna leave this as is. The sort of drawing portion of my mandala feels done. And I think at this point what I'm gonna do is leave the ink to dry for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come in with watercolors. So depending on what you're using, you know, if you're using pencils or you're using a pen, you can come in with watercolors, you can come in with colored pencils, you can come in with markers, really anything goes. But the process we did here was we started off by just drawing out the whole thing, and then we're gonna bring in color. And so, so I'm excited to take that next step with you. Right. So at this point, the ink has dried and my mandala is built out. And so now it's just the really fun part. This is where I can bring color in. And I'm going to be using watercolors, but once again, you can really use any coloring material for this. Or if you don't have coloring materials at home, you can just leave it black and white, and that has a beauty in and of itself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to get my colors ready, and I'm just using a simple pan set. And what I'm going to do is start in the middle and kind of work my way outward, and if there's any part that gets too wet, I'll just kind of work around it and wait for it to dry. So I'm going to start in the middle with a kind of goldish color. Start with gold. Okay. And then I want to work my way out to these petals. I think maybe those can be, I might make those kind of an orangey color. And so just like the drawing, the color is total intuition. Just figuring out what you want to see on your paper, and then just kind of moving through it. This is a really nice time to put on your favorite song or your favorite album and just relax and just get lost in the coloring of your mandala. At this point, this feels finished to me, at least for the time being. So I hope that you enjoyed making a mandala today. I hope that you found a little bit of peace and relaxation in the process. And I hope that one day you'll visit Inner City Arts. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
We hope you had a fun, relaxing time because we had an amazing time sharing with you. We'd like to give a huge thanks to all of our guests that shared today. If you'd like to see more activities like the ones you saw today, you can visit us at artspace@inner-cityarts.org. On behalf of Inner City Arts, we'd like to thank We Rise and the LA County Department of Mental Health. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of such an important, amazing initiative. And thank you to all of you for participating. We hope to see you next time. Be well.